So first, let's go over the hardware. We have 8 nuts. These are going to be for the bed bolts. This is one of the bed bolts off the truck right now. Truck has 7 bed bolts holding it on, which is okay. You don't need all 8 if you're not doing anything important. So all the bed bolts, there's going to be 8, 2 by the cab, 4 in the middle, and then 2 by the tailgate. I'm going to weld this nut on all of them, or these nuts on all of them. That way I don't have to deal with the torques, and because I stripped out 2 of them, and it'll make it easier to take it off and whatnot. And then the 2 by the tailgate, I cut the nut about 1/8 of it off for a lower profile. It's still going to stick out, of course, but it's lower than it was, or lower than what it is with full nut. So there's that. On this side, we have the pickup that I'm going to be replacing. Compression fittings for 5/16 and 3/8. Fuel lines, 5/16 and 3/8. A hose clamp for this. And then, oh yeah, a drill bit for this as well. And then PVC cutters for the the tubes that go into the tank for the air pocket. I'm going to be cutting those off, and I get about 3 extra gallons. So that's the fuel tank. That's the bed bolts. Let me zip over there. Roll right quick. Fuel lines that I have came off of the 350 fuel lines. I kept those. So I cut off some pieces of it. Leaf springs. I got the old U-bolts off of the 350, which it should be fine, the research I've done. I got the 2 helper plates with that one that sticks up, that one helper leaf spring is what I call it. I don't know what it's called. The brackets in the back uses these. I'm going to reuse these since there's not an efficient way to hold a wrench under there. I got new hardware for the front. Speaking of the front, if you look at here, when I was cutting the rivets off with the torch, I cut right there and right here and right here. I cut all over, but this one was a bad one, so I welded it here, and then welded it here. Done something on the other bracket. I think I welded it right here. Anyway, surface area is all you need. So that's the hardware for that. And then for the leaf springs itself, these are the f350 leaf springs. The hardware is actually still in the brackets. These are gonna be the leaf springs that are going on that truck. So I'm gonna weld the nuts on the bed. All right, so change of plans. Y'all get to see the aftermath. But so I went to go take the bed off. No, weld the nuts over there. A lot of shenanigans went down, and I got these 2 and that one off. With that one, the clip nut under there spun. That's problem number 1. The other one, which wasn't really a problem, the nuts broke off. I didn't get that much penetration. So now that I messed up the nuts and the bolts, I'm gonna just buy new bolts, which is fine after I figured out this. This is the one that's in that corner right there where that breaker bar is. And yeah, that's pretty bad. And that's probably why it's fighting me. And because it's the triangle bolt, you can't really see it that good. But anyway, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna finish welding that one, and that one. That one's done welded. Since I don't care how it looks, it's gonna get with the stick. Anyway, this is my plan. I was going to cut that bolt off. Well, in order to cut it, the fuel tank's right under it. I was going to put a fireproof tarp over it. Well, I couldn't get the fireproof tarp, so I was going to drop the tank. Well, I dropped the tank, and now that I dropped the tank, I can actually get a wrench under there to hold that clip nut. So, y'all didn't really get to see to drop the tank, and I apologize for that. That was a pain, and this probably took an hour because I was here by myself. Apologies again. It left off of me fiddling around under the truck. Things didn't go how I was hoping it would. And see the leftover bolt, the bolt was still sticking up. Let's go look at the bed right quick. The clip nut holding the nut, that's what it's holding. Underneath, the nut broke off the clip nut and the nut was just spinning around. Well, even though I welded the nut, the on top nut on there, nothing. I tried welding, I messed it up. There was ways I could have done it better, but I chose the hard way and the bad way. It's the way you're not supposed to. Well, I thought there's only one way after that, and that's cutting this thing off. Still a bad idea, but got it off. Tank in the shop over there, and the next step is to lift up the frame, drop the axle, which I'm going to leave the drive shaft hooked up and all the wires and cables. I'm going to be disconnecting the sway bar link and the shocks, and then U-bolts, leaf springs out, new leaf springs, bolts, U-bolts, and then finish the fuel tank, and then put the fuel tank back in here, and then put the bed on. All right, hopefully whenever I combine everything together, it won't be a 30-minute long video, but you know, that's just the way it goes. All right, she is now an F350. Oh man. Put the leaf springs on. As you see, what I didn't show in the video was me putting the sway bar links back together and the exhaust bracket back together and the shocks back on. But done the shocks, sway bar link, just making sure you don't miss anything. And then this exhaust bracket right there, it was interfering when I was putting it up, and actually it's stressed right now because of the jack stand. But what I'm about to do, because there's really no reason for me to keep it on the jack stands right now, I'm going to lift it up with the tractor and put the tires on. And that's that. 350 leaf springs. I put marks on there for whatever. Yeah, I put the pads on there, torqued them down. Everything's going good. I also tidied up, I don't remember if I showed it, but I've also tidied up this area. There was the license plate lights. There's one over here and then one over there. I zip tied them up as an option later. There was a 5-pin wire to the bed. I cut that off and taped it up and put a heat shrink around it and sealed that off for a later option. For now, I'm just going to keep the 4-pin and 7-pin. Yeah, I'm going to put tires on, and then I'm going to go wash the tank. There's the old leaf springs with the old U-boats and all that. I don't think I'll be selling them. I think I'll just throw them with that chassis out there. But anyway, look at my straight pipe job. Look at that. Oh my gosh. I mean, I may need to blur out the welds, but the muffler went to right here. This is a bracket off of another thing. And welded the pipe together because I didn't have enough. I went to the scrapyard, got some pipe, welded it together, and then welded it there. These two were in the shop. That one, yikes. That one was under here. I had to do that under the truck. Literal stalactites or mites, I don't remember. One of them's from the ceiling. Anyway, dripstones. Yeah, I'm gonna do some work on the bed. There's a little dent there. I'm gonna push it in. It rubs on the cab right here, and there's just like no space in between, although it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna fix it while it's off. I'm gonna go wash the fuel tank. I'm not gonna film any of that. But yeah, I'm gonna get these on tires, go fix the bed, and go wash the tank. That's about as much time as I have before I have to go to work. And then Thursday, tomorrow, will be the fuel tank day. All right. That's her under her own weight. What you are gonna notice, I mean, I don't see it. It looks the same actually. But the space in between the wheel and the bed is gonna be wider just a bit because the leaves are stiffer. So the nose is gonna do this whenever it's all done. But anyway, yeah, that's her on her own way. All right, more disappointment. Who would have thought? All right. So we got our fuel tank in. You didn't really miss much, to be honest. Strap here to right here. Strap there to right there. Connected these fuel lines. Connected the harness. And replaced this tube that goes down to this metal pipe right there. You can see it right here. That pipe, little tube thing goes up to here. And this fitting. Fixed that. They were rotted. I have a piece. They were like this. That just like fell apart. Anyway, got that. You probably saw the picture of the unit. Put that done. We're about to put the bed on. I got the camera ready for that. It's right there. This is the hardware I'm going to be putting on. This is for that guy's mistake, whoever did that to the bed. These bolts that I got, Allen. Oh yeah, I'm excited. They gave us an Allen wrench and they didn't give a piece of paper, so I guess the torque spec is as hard as or tight as you can get it with this Allen wrench. But we'll probably do it with an impact. Anyway, they're not deformed. So we might have to put Loctite on them, or maybe just put anti-seize or just leave them alone. Either way, we're about to put that on. I'll have the camera ready for that. Yeah, all right. She's mint. Let's see if the lights work. Oh yeah. So this is the finished result. It is lifted a little, and in the rear, it actually was like almost leveled out, but it's probably about an inch. But that's not why I done it. Of course, for the 350, you get the higher capacity, you know, whatever. But yeah, there may be just a slight bigger gap from when we were putting the bed right here, but it wasn't even pointing to it right here. But it actually works out perfect because I couldn't get this dent out of the bed, but now it's not touching the cab, so it's perfect. And look at that. I love these bed bolts, and that right there. Like you can barely even tell. Such amazing body work. You barely even tell if anything was done there. I mean, I can't even see it. I don't even know where it is. Anyway, that's gonna be all the modifications I want to do to this truck. I guess ever. It's everything I wanted. So only thing that I would work on is if something failed. But other than that, this truck's done. I straight piped it. I put the leaf springs on, fixed the fuel tank, and fixed all the other leaks and all that. So it's exactly what I wanted. Well, that's gonna be it for the video. So yeah. Have a great day. Yeah, I don't know.